Screen, the solid material settled to the bottom, and your paint thinner, it remains relatively clean. Shake off the excess.
Relatively clean, dat wil ik ook nog laten zien.
And that's the fun part of this whole technique. Tell you what, let's make a happy little sky.
Okay, een happy little
And
sky,
for that,
jongens.
I'm going to go right into a touch of phthalo blue.
Phthalo blue, wat is deze?
Just a little bit. Just pull a little bit of the color out and then tap the bristles firmly into the color. This will assure a nice, even distribution of paint all the way through the bristles. It does not take much color.
In de kwast. Dat is echt 10 keer sneller dan ik het doe, maar nee, niet. Een klein beetje meer. Dat is wel mooi blauw. Even netjes verdelen. Oké, ga er nu op.
Color, just a little. Okay, let's go right up here.
Oh yeah.
Now then, just using little crisscross strokes, begin laying in a basic sky. And start at the top and work downward. That way your brush will pick up the liquid white, and automatically, your color gets lighter toward the horizon. Let the canvas work, let the liquid white work, let your brush work. You just enjoy. You just enjoy. Because painting should make you happy. Should be a fun experience. And you can always add a little more color. Start with very little color. You can always go back and add a little more. That's very simple. It's a son of a gun to try to take it off, though. You can do it, but it's very difficult. Okay, and that quickly we've laid in a happy little sky. It's that easy. Okay, now then, while we have this brush dirty, let's have a little touch of water in this painting. I love water, and it's always fun to do. So I'm going to go right back into my phthalo blue, reach right over here and grab a touch. Just a touch.
Dus de
Of
kop.
the phthalo green. Don't need much of that. It's very strong.
We gaan nu mixen.
Just
Leuk.
a touch.
Kijk, dat is de groen. Piep, hé Miep. Dankjewel voor de succeswensen. Die ga ik echt nodig hebben. Dit gaat nu al fout. Dus zo, dan heb je dit. Beetje groen. Heel klein beetje groen. En dat laden we in het vieze verfkwassie. Ja. Nog een touch.
Phthalo blue and phthalo green. And just tap it into the bristles again. Okay. Now decide where you want the water to be. And pull from the outside in. Start on the outside. Pull in. Start on the bottom. Work up. So it gets lighter and lighter toward the horizon. Now see if you start here and go over, it leaves a very distinct line, which is hard to blend out. There we go. But you can if you happen to forget. But blend from the outside in. And leave a little area open right in here. Look like a little sheen of light coming across the water when we're done. Start at the bottom, work upward, let it get lighter and lighter toward the top. Lighter and lighter. Just like so. There we go. See how easy that is? That's all there is to it. And then I have several brushes going, and you'll find that saves you a lot of time and a lot of money in wasted paint if you have several brushes. If you have one for dark color and one for light. Otherwise, your good paint's going to end up down here in this washer bucket. Okay, clean brush, and I'm just going to blend right across here, very lightly. I don't want to lose this light area, but I just want to bring it all together, just like so. Okay.
Oh shit, die verf komt er niet uit.
And that's ready, all fixed up.
Rustig aan, Bob.
Now if you just have a
Rustig aan, Bobbie. Jij hebt schone kwast, ik niet. Nu heb ik een schone kwast. En een vies bureau. Maar er maar niet uit. Oké, dus nu gaan we rustig. Beetje blenden. Nou. Een beetje meer die uitblendende hoeken. werkt wel. Volgende keer. Oh. Het lijkt bijna te werken, behalve dat het echt geen streven is.
Tiny bit of paint on your brush. You can just wrap it like that, and it'll take that paint off. Okay, let's use the fan brush today. We'll build a happy little cloud. Let's go right into titanium white. And I'm going to reach down here, be right back, get the least little touch, a little bit more of the bright red. I want to put a little sunlight in these clouds. I'll make a happy little cloud today. Happy little cloud. Okay. Decide where your cloud lives. Maybe he lives right in here. Take the corner of the brush and just make tiny little circles. Tiny little circles, round and around and around. Don't stay in one place and keep working. If you just stay in one place here and keep grinding the paint, you're going to end up with big cotton balls up in the sky. And you can also do this just as well with a 1-inch brush or 2-inch brush. 2-inch brush makes fantastic clouds.
Okay, Bob.
Okay, now with a clean, dry 2-inch brush, use the...
Oké, we gaan eens even een stukje terug, want we hebben net hier een happy little cloud erin getoverd. We hebben de brush in de tijd dat hij het heeft geverfd, laat ik het erop.
Sunlight in these clouds. I'll make a happy little cloud today.
Er wit erin.
Happy little cloud. Okay. Decide where your cloud lives. Maybe he lives right in here. Take the corner of the brush and just make tiny little circles. Tiny little circles, round and around and around. Don't stay in one place and keep working. If you just stay in one place here and keep grinding the paint, you're going to end up with big cotton balls up in the sky. And you can also do this just as well with a 1-inch brush or 2-inch brush. 2-inch brush makes fantastic clouds. Okay, now with a clean, dry 2-inch brush, use the top corner of the brush, and you want to blend just the base of these clouds out.
Okay, we gaan
Not
blenden.
touching the top yet, just blend. See, very lightly, very, very lightly. Just like so. Just barely, barely blending. Okay, now we're going to fluff it. And this, we're going to do a big circular patterns. Grab it gently and fluff it upward. Just fluff it.
Wow.
And you're going to pull up little stringy things when you do that. Don't worry about them, because when you go across, they just go away. And that easy. You have one beautiful little cloud.
Nou.
Maybe we'll put another happy little cloud in here.
Daarvoor.
Maybe
Bob,
this other
rustig.
cloud. Maybe he lives right over here.
Rustig, Bob. Ik ga even mijn kwasten schoonmaken, jongen. Laat mij nog iets terpentine erbij gooien, jongens. Oké. Van dichtbij ziet er een stukje minder uit. Het wolkje is al mooi, maar de waterlijn is een beetje verneukt. Klein beetje meer terpentine erin. Hoppa. Lekker meuren, hé. Ik moet eigenlijk geurloos terpentine hebben, die heb ik niet. Dus, hey. Oké. Maken we deze even droog. Ga je de verf maar drinken? Oh jongens. Dit gaat even langer duren, want deze wil niet echt in goede staat terugkomen. Het gaat heel lang duren op deze manier, maar ja. Dat maakt niet uit. Olieverf. Yes. Geen verfdrink challenge. Oké, Bob. Wat heb je net gedaan?
Okay, now with a clean, dry 2-inch brush. Use the
Yeah,
top
okay.
corner of the brush, and you want to blend.
Okay.
We'll put another happy little cloud in here.
Oké, nog een
Maybe
wolk.
this other cloud, maybe he lives right over here. Same thing, tiny little circles. And just drop him in, wherever you think he should live. He lives right there. And in your world, you put a cloud where you want it. You don't necessarily need to put a cloud where I do. You put it where you think. If you think it lives somewhere else, then that's where it is.
Oké, we gaan even een wolkje toveren. Oh. Zo. Yes. Oké, Bob, ga je me even weer uitleggen hoe het moet?
Where to be. There we go. Lift it gently, lift it, and very lightly. Just go across it. Isn't that easy? We got another happy little cloud right there. Absolutely no problem. Okay, I'm gonna wipe off the old fan brush. Okay, I just have some paper towels over here that I clean the brushes on. Okay. Wipe it off and we're in business. Let's build, maybe way back in here there's just a small little mountain that lives. So let's take a touch of Prussian blue.
Prussian blue, yeah.
A little bit of midnight black.
Midnight black.
We're going to get a little touch of alizarin crimson. So we got
welke?
Blue, black, alizarin crimson. Maybe a little Van Dyke brown. What the heck?
Een beetje Van Dyke.
Just drop it in. Dark colors. Okay, pull the paint out as flat as you can get it. Just really mash down hard. Then take your knife and cut across. See there? Get that little roll of paint. This knife has a straight edge on it. And by having a straight edge, it's very easy to load it. Let's go up here. Okay. And then maybe our little mountain. Yeah, I gotta make a big decision here. Maybe he lives right here. Just floats around in the clouds. Push very firmly. Very firmly. We're trying to push this color right into the fabric. And you just decide where you want little bumps to live. See,
ik ben ondertussen nog mijn kwast aan het schoonmaken hoor, maar kijk gewoon even mee en dan kan ik zo nog 2 keer terugkijken.
Wherever you want them. Maybe there's a happy little thing lives right there. Scrape off all the excess paint. Just really get in there and scrape hard. You can't hurt this. Just scrape it off. The only thing we're worried about is this nice outside edge. In here, we could care less. Now then, with a 2-inch brush, I want to grab this.
Oké, we gaan verf mixen.
We're going to get a little touch of alizarin crimson. So we got
Lisbon Crimson, wat is dat?
Blue, black, alizarin crimson.
Wat voor kleur is dat?
Maybe even a little Van Dyke brown. What the heck? What the heck? Just drop it in. Dark colors. Okay, pull the paint out as flat as you can get it. Just really mash down hard.
Ik ga hier even een apart dingetje verpakken. Crimson is rood. Oh, oké. Die heb ik wel. Ik heb Scarlet. Goed genoeg. Laat mij. Ik heb ergens een pizzadoos overgelaten voor deze specifieke handeling. Klein gewoon donkere kleuren mixen, goed genoeg. Nou. Kijk, we hebben hier onze pizzadoos. Prachtig, gesponsord. Professionele verf-equipment is dit. Is die hier? Wat van het blauwe op. Even kijken hoor. Mijn ruimte is echt op aan het raken op mijn bureau.
See there?
Oké.
Blue, black, alizarin crimson.
En zwart. Okay.
Maybe even a little Van Dyke brown. What the heck?
Zwart. Daar. Oké. Oh, deze zwart is echt heel erg vloeibaar. En heel erg zwart. En die buiten. Ja, ik kom niet buiten, joh. Ga lekker binnen schilderen. Oké, pak wat zwart. En een beetje rood. Is heel erg zwart. Iets meer blauw. Even kijken hoor. Het wordt een zwarte berg, jongens. Ik kan niet verwachten dat de zwarte verf zo intens was. Ik heb een heel klein beetje gedaan, maar maakt niet uit. Oké, Bob, dank je. Yo, het is goed, Geer. Succes, veel plezier.
What the heck? Just drop it in. Dark colors. Okay, pull the paint out as flat as you can get it. Just really mash down hard. And take your knife and cut across. See there? Get that little roll of paint. This knife has a straight edge on it. And by having a straight edge, it's very easy to load it. Let's go up here.
Ik heb geen straight edge, ik heb een knife op.
And then maybe our little mountain. Hey, I got to make a big decision here. Maybe he lives right here. Just floats around in the clouds. Push very firmly. Very firmly. We're trying to push this color right into the fabric. And you just decide where you want little bumps to live. See, there's one.
Oké, ik heb een soort van geladen, dat heel erg fout is.
Wherever you want them. Maybe this happy little thing lives right there. Scrape off all the excess paint. Just really get in there and scrape hard. You can't hurt this. Just scrape it off. The only thing we're worried about is this nice outside edge. In here, we could care less. Now then.
Ga nog een keer kijken, want dit heb ik echt gemist.
Not as flat as you can get it. Straight edge on it.
Straight edge.
By having a straight edge, it's very easy to load it. Let's go on up here. Okay. And then maybe our little mountain. Hey, I got to make a big decision here. Maybe he lives right here. Just floats around in the clouds. Push very firmly. Very firmly. We're trying to push this color right into the fabric. And you just decide where you want little bumps to live. See, there's one. Wherever you want them. Maybe there's a happy little thing lives right there. Scrape off all the excess paint. Just really get in there and scrape hard. You can't hurt this. Just scrape it off. The only thing we're worried about is this nice outside edge. In here, we could care less. Now then, with a 2-inch brush, I want to grab this. And because of the liquid white, canvas is wet, you can pull this and move it. And just move it. Remember, if you can see the entire mountain, it's always more distinct at the top than it is at the bottom. And by doing this, that will happen automatically. Just like so. See, just let it sort of float off in the sky there. There we go. Because this is a very firm paint, you can blend right over it. Okay, now then, maybe there's some snow on that little mountain, so we can take some titanium white.
Titanium white, ja.
And once again, pull it out. As
Jongens,
flat as you can get it. Just really pull it out.
Oké, gooi weer echt.
And go across. Get that little roll of paint.
Oké, een roll
there
of
it
paint,
is.
zo'n titanium
Tiny
white.
little roll of paint.
Ik
Let's
kan
go
even nieuw
here.
op mijn pizza
Okay,
doos.
now then,
Die berg is heel lelijk.
take the point of the knife, put it right up at the top of the mountain. No pressure.
Dit ding is echt heel moeilijk, jongens.
Float. Just let it float
Is
right
Italië.
down the side of
Plezier
the
nog in de
mountain.
stad. Geniet van het lekkere weer of zo.
No pressure. See, follow the angles
Heel
of the
lekker
mountain.
weer. Te warm.
Absolutely no pressure. Okay, maybe right here. Think where light would strike. Think where the sun would shine through here.
Oké,
Create
ik
all
ga
these
wat nieuwe
beautiful
wit
little
erbij pakken.
effects.
Titanium white, die heb ik...
And if you're right-handed, it's normally easier for the light to come from the right side. Normally easier. See? Very delicate touch, though. Very delicate. Very, very delicate. This is a time when the little knife would come in even better. So you can get back here with a little knife and get these little places. That little son of a gun just sneaks right in there. Either knife works very well. They both have the straight edges and they work very good. Take a little bit of blue and white. This is a little phthalo blue. Just a touch. Just a touch.
Dit is niet heel veel makkelijker.
Mix it up about like so. That's good. Cut across, and once again we have that small little paint.
Gaan we terug naar het
right
licht,
down the edge of the knife, so you
jongens.
can see
Hey,
it's right on the
Boekie!
end.
Hey.
As flat as you can get it. Just really pull it out. Then go across, get that little roll of paint.
Little roll of paint?
So, there he is. Tiny little roll of paint. Let's go up here. Okay, now then, right along in here. Take the point of the knife, put it right up at the top of the mountain. No pressure. Just let it float. Just let it float right down the side of the mountain there. No pressure. See, follow the angles in the mountain. Absolutely no pressure. Okay, maybe right here. Think where light would strike. Think where the sun would shine through here and create all these beautiful little effects. And if you're right-handed, it's normally easier for the light to come from the right side. Normally easier. See? Very delicate touch though. Very delicate. Very, very delicate. This is a time when the little knife would come in even better. So you can get back here with a little knife and get these little places. That little son of a gun just sneaks right in there. Either knife works very well. They both have the straight edges and they work very good. Take a little bit of blue and white. This is a little phthalo blue.
Waar is mijn doek?
Just a touch.
Wacht even, Bob.
Just a touch.
Even wachten, Bobby. Ik heb mijn handdoekje kwijtgeraakt. Waar heb ik die neergekleurd? Waar heb ik die neergekleurd? Oh, daar. Hij is gevallen. Oké. Mooi. Dan ga ik een beetje wit met blauw. Iets meer wit er doorheen.
Right down the side of the mountain there. No pressure. See, follow the angles in the mountain. Absolutely no pressure. Okay, maybe right here. Think where light would strike. Think where the sun would shine through here and create all these beautiful little effects. And if you're right-handed, it's normally easier for the light to come from the right side. Normally easier. See? Very delicate touch though. Very delicate.
Oké, ik heb een blauwe gemixt van tevoren.
This is a time when the little knife would come in even better. So you can get back here with a little knife and get these little places. That little son of a gun just sneaks right in there. Either knife works very well. They both have the straight edges and they work very good. Take a little bit of blue.
Zijn blending is zoveel beter. Ik had er meer white erop moeten doen.
Just a touch. Just a touch. Mix it up about like so. That's good. Cut across, and once again we have that small roll of paint right out on the edge of the knife, so you can see it's right on the end.
Kijk, mijn roll of paint is wel echt beter aan het worden, jongens.
Now
Perfect rolletje.
decide which peaks farthest away. If this one's in the background, put a shadow behind this one first. Just a little tiny shadow. Then a shadow here. Let it come down. Distinctly through. See there? Distinctly through. No pressure at all. Think in your mind that the only thing touching the canvas is that little tiny roll of paint. And each little highlight needs a shadow. If it doesn't have a shadow, it won't come out and play with you. It'll just leave you. Just leave you stranded. Okay, now then. Sometimes it's fun to play some games. All right, clean dry brush. I'm going to tap the base of this, following the angles. I want to create mist. Now
Games spelen, jongens.
upward, very softly.
Waar is mijn droge brush?
3 hairs and some air over here.
Waar kan ik
Follow
dat
these
schilderij
angles.
kopen?
Lift, blend.
Nee,
So it just softens that son of a gun right down there. Okay, now then. Maybe, so you can change your mind. Now maybe there's a peak that lives right here. And if we want to make this one look like it's in front of that, by diffusing that first and then bringing a line distinctly down, it'll push all that back. But that little misty area is the only thing that separates those. So cherish it. It's your good friend. Maybe this, shoot, look here. You can take this anywhere you want it to go.
Nog meer wit iets. Probeer het op te raken, op.
But notice all the angles of highlight or light color are in the same basic direction. Same basic direction. Because light's only going to strike at a given angle coming through here. Sing. Pretend you're a sunbeam, just wandering around here and having fun. Okay, now we need a shadow back here. Everywhere there's a highlight, we have to have a shadow. Just a little shadow.
Ik loop weer achter, hoor, jongens. Geen
Just a little
zorgen.
happy shadow. It lives right back here. See how that pops right out? Becomes your friend. It's easy. Just a few little rules. Mountains are just geometric shapes. Highlights and shadows. And you can make some of the most fantastic mountains you've ever seen. What's great for practice and get to give you experience is just take a canvas and start at the top, paint mountains from top to bottom. And you'll learn more. Oh, it's a super way to practice. And by the time you're finished, you'll be good friends with a knife. Okay, tapping the base, following those angles again. Now you want to save that one line right there. That's a distinct line that separates these two entities. Save that. Lift upward, very gently. Whisper light. You don't want to destroy, you just want to diffuse. Over here, follow these angles. Save this line. That's a distinct line that you need.
Het lijkt er niet op.
Give it a little blend. And you've got one very effective, yet very easy little mountain. And I knew you could do it. Tell you what, let's have some little footy hills that live right in here. For that, let's mix up some color. Shoot, we had this mountain color.
Ja.
That was just some Prussian blue and some midnight black. We'll put some Van Dyke brown, alizarin crimson, just a little touch of sap green. Don't want too much sap green. I'm gonna reach over here and
Zo dit
find some
terug lijkt de
white.
kleur die zijn. Ik heb niks gehoord. Oh.
And let's see what we got here. You got to put a little white with it to know what you have. It's very difficult to tell. A little more blue in there.
Oh shit, sorry
Oh, yeah.
jongens.
Just sort of play with the color till it gets like you want it. I'm looking for a color that sort of a bluish gray, maybe with at least a little hint of green. It's too far away to have much green.
Ja, en dan pak ik even de
lift
witte
it up.
menger, want daar zit niet op zie op je doos.
Like so. Okay, let me clean the knife. And today, I tell you what, let's use a 1-inch brush.
One
And
inch
we'll just
brush.
go right into that and
Yeah.
just pull it through.
Die
Just
hebben we hier zo.
to load a little paint on it. Like so. Just like so. Okay, let's go up to the canvas. Now you have to make a big decision here. Where does your little foothills live? Maybe let's start
We
right
gaan
in here.
foothills
Maybe
maken,
shoot,
oké.
we'll take
Welke kleuren?
what's great for that's a distinct line that separates these two entities. Save that. Lift upward. Very
Dat liften,
gently.
wat hij net aan het doen, wat hij aan het doen is.
Whisper light.
Dus,
You don't want to
pak een stuk
destroy,
meer
you just
mee.
want to diffuse.
Dat veel lichter moet
Over
doen.
here, follow
nieuwe
these
lijnen
angles.
erbij.
Save this line. That's a distinct line that you need.
Maar oké. Ja.
Give it a little blend.
Gewoon een klein beetje meer blenden.
And you've got one very effective, yet very easy little mountain. And I knew you could do it. Tell you what, let's have some little footy hills that live right in here. For that, let's mix up some color. Shoot, we had this mountain color. That was just some Prussian blue and some midnight black. We'll put some Van Dyke brown,
Prussian blue.
alizarin crimson, just a little touch of sap green. Don't want too much sap green. I'm going to reach over here and find some white. And let's see what we got here. You got to put a little white with it
Nog een keer terugspoelen, ik heb het weer niet gehoord.
It's very
Ik heb een
difficult to
Russian
tell.
blue.
Two entities. Say Russian blue and some midnight black.
Midnight
Put
Black.
some
Heel klein beetje, want die was echt heel sterk. Even kijken, we hebben hier de zwarte verf. Doe zo'n doppie. Piep. Ja.
Van Dyke brown. Lizard crimson.
Van Dyke Brown, ja, die hebben we hier zo.
Just a little touch of sap green. Don't want too much sap green. I'm going to reach over here and find some white. And let's see what we got here. You got to put a little white with it to know what you have.
Sap green, dat
It's
is
very
deze.
difficult to tell.
Licht groen.
A little more blue in there. Oh yeah. Just sort of play with the color till it gets like you want it. I'm looking for a color that sort of a bluish gray, maybe with the least little hint of green. It's too far away to have much green. Okay, now we can lift it up like so. Okay, let me clean the knife. And today, I'll tell you what, let's do. Let's use a 1-inch brush, and I'll just go right into that and just pull it through, just to load a little paint
Hey,
on it.
Edna, lekker bij met joh.
Like so.
Voor de
Just like so.
sessie.
Let's go up to the canvas.
Sessie.
Now you have to make a big decision here. Where does your little foothills live?
Ik heb wit nodig.
Maybe
Ik heb
let's
te
start
weinig
right in
wit.
here. Maybe just using the corner of the brush. Maybe they just come right down. Here they come.
Oké.
Wherever you want them. And just sort of pull it straight down. See? Turn it over and use the other corner. If one gets empty, you can turn it over. Just pull straight down.
Ik ben er ver van mengen.
Very important here. See this little misty area right in here? You want to save that mist that's between the foothill and the mountain. If you kill that misty area, these foothills are going to look like they're right up against the mountain, and you don't
De
want
mist
that.
area, die is daar.
Okay. Now then, time to wash your brush. I've put off washing the brushes till I'm about to run out. Give them a good shake. Like so. Okay, let me clean the knife. And
Gewoon
today,
een 1-inch brush.
I'll tell you what, let's do. Let's use a 1-inch brush,
Dat is deze.
and I'll just go right into that and just pull it through, just to load a little paint on it. Like so. Just like so. Okay, let's go up to the canvas. Now you have to make a big decision here. Where does your little foothills live? Maybe, let's start right in here. Maybe just using the corner of the brush. Maybe they just come right down. Here they come. Wherever you want them. And just sort of pull it straight down. See? Turn it over and use the other corner. If one gets empty, you can turn it over. Just pull straight down. But very important here. See this little misty area right in here? You want to save that mist that's between the foothill and the mountain. If you kill that misty area, these foothills are going to look like they're right up against the mountain, and you don't want that. Okay. Now then, time to wash your brush. I've put off washing the brushes till I'm about to run out. Give them a good shake.
Schilder je vaker?
You just
Nee,
beat
zeker
the
de
devil
eerste
with
keer in mijn leven.
Now, I want to create mist at the base of this foothill.
Hey.
So here, all we're going to do,
Doe het niet.
and pay attention here to the angles. This foothill is going to sort of be coming down this way. Just like so.
Haar kleur is ook te donker.
There we go. See how soft that makes the base of that little son of a gun look?
Maar ja,
Then give it gentle little upward
het is mijn
lifts.
schilderijen, dus
Gentle, gentle, gentle. All right. Now then, maybe we'll put one coming down this way.
ja, dit is ook iets wat
Same
80 keer moet doen in je
color, only
leven.
darker. Same color, only darker.
Oh, ik heb de donkere kleur al gedaan.
As things get closer to you in the landscape, they should get darker in value. A little darker in value as they get closer. And you just mix these colors on your brush. Shoot, no big deal. A little green in there. Not much green, it's too far away, okay? Now maybe this one lives right along in here somewhere. Here he goes.
Dus blend ik gewoon iets minder. Dan kan
There
ik
he goes. See, this one's a little darker, so it'll stand out. Now sometimes you want to make something that looks like a little individual trees. You just take a brush and turn it on the
kijk
end.
hoor, wat
so
is
you
wel open, wat
pull
is wel
down,
dicht.
and it makes a little more distinct things, depending on the effect that you want to achieve. Maybe this comes right on down. You just sort of have to make a big decision and decide where it lives. Look at there. It's that easy though. And I'll show you something that's fun here. Maybe you decide in here, maybe there's a little separation and this one comes right on down here. See, you can sort of pull them apart and make more than one. That easy. And you just take them wherever you want them to go. And then a super way though, just to make some happy little foothills that live back here in the distance. Maybe over here this one comes up a little, I don't know. Whatever you think.
Hoeveel ga je er vandaag nog doen?
Whatever you think. You just put them in. Okay. Now then, with our 2-inch brush, still paying attention to the lay of the land, we can sort of begin tapping this just wherever you think it should go. There. Don't want to destroy this little line though. If we're going to keep that in, we'll go in between there and just tap with the corner of the brush to soften it. Like so. Okay, then short little strokes, lift straight up. Even if this comes down the hill, lift it straight up. Straight up, straight up, straight up. Always. If you lean it to the side and lift, it'll look like a little tree's far away. Look like the wind's blowing 1,000 miles an hour and about to blow them away. There, straight up. There we go. And then very lightly.
Hij heeft zoveel meer mist.
Splendid. Now, okay, but isn't that one super way to make some happy little foothills? And they're that easy. That easy. Tell you what, let's do. Let me find, there it is. There it is. Can't find my brush, you know. When you get old, the mind's the second thing to go. Okay, we'll take some of that dark color. Use some black, some blue. I want this to be very, very dark. Black and blue, we'll get some little brown, little sap green.
Ja, blauw, zwart, bruin.
This should look black, it should be so dark. Now pull this brush through the paint, and as you pull it through, wiggle it.
Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle.
See? Wiggle it.
Okay.
And then sharpen it. That'll bring the brush to a super sharp chisel edge. Super sharp
Chisel
edge.
edge, oh
It's
man.
very sharp. And
Yep,
the only reason it's
chisel edge.
sharp is because you have so much paint in there, it's literally just stuck the bristles together. Okay, now then, maybe back in here, way back in the distance, there's some little evergreens that live. Now the only way to make these show is to save this little misty area. So touch it with just that nice chisel edge. See here? Don't kill that little misty area that's in between. And ever so often, reload your brush to bring it back to a nice sharp edge. And you can begin dropping in all kinds of just happy little distant trees. We're not looking for distinct shape yet. They're too far away still. Too far away. When they get closer, then we'll worry about individual shapes. Right now, all we're trying to do, there, just sort of tap. Isn't that fun? It's a super little way to make a lot of trees. Now, if you get them too far apart, let's just do something here. See, if you put them like this, they're very rapidly going to look like telephone poles or a fence post. If that happens, just put some more in there. Just means you don't have quite enough. Not quite enough. There we go. So reload your brush frequently. And maybe as they wander out here, they get a little bit bigger. And by making them bigger out here and smaller toward the center, it'll create the illusion of a little pond here. You'll see what I mean in just a second. but sort of let them get bigger toward the outside edges, and it makes a wonderful effect. A wonderful effect. It'll make you happy, and if you're interested in selling paintings, that's what'll sell them. Okay, now it doesn't matter if a little bit of that color comes down because we're going to have water, so this will just end up being just happy little reflections. There we go.
Maar ik zal er ben, hoef niet bijna, joh.
But now, one of the things when you're painting, the more planes you have in a painting, the more depth, the more distance that you'll have. Your painting will look deeper. So come right up here a minute. Look up close. Let me show you. Look at all the planes that we have here. This one right here, where these dark trees, and then this one, another one, and then you have several different planes in the mountain. Now, if you can zoom back a little bit and take a look-see, when you look at all these planes independently, look at the, right there, look at the depth that's in that already, and is caused only because of all of these various planes in your painting. And that's what'll make a happy buck. Now then, let's create some reflections right here. Let's take a 2-inch brush, decide where you want reflections to be, grab and pull straight down. Because these trees are short, just have short reflections here as you work outward. Let them get a little longer. Trees are a little taller, reflections a little longer. See there? Go out the other way, just pull straight down now. Straight down. Straight down. Isn't that a super easy, nice way to make fantastic reflections? And you can do it. You can do it. And very lightly, come straight across. And instant reflection. I'll show you another little trick. This is fun. Maybe you want to create another plane in here. You can do that simply by just taking a little, doesn't matter, as long as it's a light color. We just, whatever happens to be on the palette. Now watch right in here. Maybe you want to show another little plane. Touch here with a fan brush and lift upward. It'll make it look like little tree trunks far away. But it also begins creating...
Oh jongens. Hij is nogal donker. Maar goed. Dit echt ziet er wel beter uit op camera, heb ik het idee. Moet ik eerlijk zeggen. Niet dat hij goed uitziet, maar het ziet er wel beter uit. Ik ga nog even dit verder uitblenden, jongens, want dit ding is iets te volle kwast. Zo. Iets betere reflecties.
The illusion of another plane in the painting. See it? Looks like a little bank back here. And it also looks like little tree trunks. Hundreds of little tree trunks. Isn't that sneaky? And the more of these you put in, the better it'll look. The more planes that you have in your painting. And if you get one here that you don't like or it's too bright, all you have to do is work it in, and all that dark color back there will eat it up. Let's build a little water line. For that, I'm going to take a touch of a liquid white, put it on a palette. Just pull it out, and then lightly cut across. That's all there is to it. See, there's a little bit of paint right up on the top here. Okay, now go up here, use a firm pressure, and all we're going to do is just cut in a water line. Use a firm, keep these lines basically straight.
Rustig aan, Bob.
Basically straight. See there? Just cut in a happy little water line. Wherever you think they should be.
We gaan er nog even uitblenden, Bobby. Laten we even een stukje terug gaan.
There we go. Okay. Look at that. But it also begins creating the illusion of another plane in the painting. See it? Looks like a little bank back here. And it also looks like little tree trunks. Hundreds of little tree trunks. Isn't that sneaky? And the more of these you put in, the better it'll look. The more planes that you have in your painting. And if you get one here that you don't like or it's too bright, all you have to do is work it in, and all that dark color back there will eat it up. Let's build a little water line. For that, I'm going to take a touch of the liquid white, put it on a palette. Just pull it out, and then lightly cut across. That's all there is to it. See, there's a little bit of paint right up on the top here. Okay, now go up here, use a firm pressure, and all we're going to do is just cut in a water line. Use a firm, keep these lines basically straight. Basically straight. See there? Just cut in a heavy little water line. Wherever you think they should be. Wherever they should be. There we go. Okay. Look at that. Isn't that super? And you can do it. You can do it. See now a few little ripples here and there on the water. They too need to be straight. If they're not straight, the water will look like it's going to run right out of your painting. Cause you a lot of problems. Okay, tell you what, let's do. Let's begin putting some foreground in here. Let's take a big bunch of the Prussian blue, black, brown, oh, I don't know, crimson, sap green, it doesn't matter. Whatever you have, shoot, just drop it in there. Dark colors, dark colors. Look at that. Might as well mix up a big one. Can you clean off my knife? Today, tell you what, let's use, shoot, we'll just use an old 2-inch brush. You could do this with a fan brush, 1-inch brush, it doesn't matter. I'll use a 2-inch today. Pull it through the paint, wiggling it. See, wiggle it. Other side, pull it through, and wiggle it. You need a lot of paint in the bristles, just like with a 1-inch brush, to bring it to a nice sharp chisel edge. Wiggle it, that loads the brushes, the bristles, loads the bristles. And by wiggling it and pulling it, it pulls the paint toward the end of the bristles. Then sharpen it, just like you would a knife. Okay, look at how sharp it is. Boy, that son of a gun is just, you could shave with it. Look at that, super sharp. Now then, let's decide, maybe there's a happy tree, evergreen tree. He lives right there. Start with just touching the canvas. Use just the corner of the brush, just the corner, and begin pushing, making the bristles bend slightly downward. See there? Look at that. Isn't that a nice little tree? And he lives right here in this brush.
Ga ik met de fanbrush doen, jongens.
All you have to do is sort of push him out. Each time you start a new evergreen, reload the brush to a nice sharp chisel edge. Go through the same procedure. Let's have another one. Maybe he lives right there. Just make a decision and drop him in. Wherever you want him. There he goes. There he goes. One of the questions I get asked quite frequently, what if I do a tree and decide I don't like him? Or maybe I'll make him taller. Watch here, watch here. Let's say, well, I hate to mess up his tree, but I want to show you this. It's a good tree. Maybe you want to make his tree taller. All you have to do is touch and come right back over the top of him. See here? And you just paint a bigger tree right over the top. We don't make mistakes. We have happy accidents. And you have a brand new, beautiful tree. That easy. Tell you what, let's do. Let's have a tree on the other side too. Bring the brush back to a chisel edge. Nice and sharp. Okay? And maybe this tree, this old tree, maybe he goes almost all the way to the top of the canvas. Same way. This will give you some practice using a big brush, making some beautiful little evergreens. This might be my favorite brush to do this with. It's so much fun. So often we avoid this brush because it's big, but it'll do some of the most beautiful little delicate things. See? Just, you're pushing downward with the corner of the brush, just the corner. just the corner. As you work down the tree, you push harder and harder, so you're actually using more of the brush. But just the corner and push down. See, down. I'm exaggerating now so you can see down, like that. Okay? Now then, maybe we'll have some leaf trees in there. So pull the brush in one direction through the paint. One direction. Load it full of color. One direction. This is the same old dark color. Really pull it. Pull it.
Even Bob meedoen met de
By
grote
pulling it
kwast.
in one direction, it'll generate a round corner. See, you pull it, and then that corner is round. When we touch the canvas, we want that rounded corner toward the top. Let's go right up here. Maybe right here lives a nice tree.
Oké, daar heb ik geen ruimte meer voor, Bobby.
Nice tree lives there. Just push, bend the bristles upward. That rounded corner was toward the top. Just push and bend it upward. Okay, you have to make some decisions now. Where does this live? Let's say it comes right out here. Right out here, like so. Whatever. Whatever. This is
Whatever,
your will.
dude.
You make the big decision, throw it in. That was so much fun. Let's go over here. Maybe on this side, maybe there's a tree lives right in here. See, we don't have to separate these yet. We separate them with highlights. Right now, all we need are just basic shapes. See, just push, bend that brush up. And when you do it, don't let the brush slide like that. See the difference? You get those, makes good swamp grass. We're not after that right now. Just push. There we are. And you just, wherever you want them, you can begin filling all that in. See? Good place to practice bushes and stuff right in here. Excellent, excellent place to practice. And we've got all that color blocked in, that easy. Maybe a nice individual bush lives right there. Okay, now then, let's make a few tree trunks here and there. And to do that, we'll take a little of the dark sienna, a little Van Dyke brown, and some white. Just pull it out very flat. Don't overmix. Leave it marble like that. Cut across. Get that little roll of paint. All those various colors will be in that little roll out here. It's all there.
Wat weet denk dat ik heb?
Okay. Now then, we'll go right up in here. Just touch.
Wat
Allow
gaat
the
hij
canvas to
allemaal
pull off
mixen,
what it
joh?
wants. Give it just a least little pull to the
De
side.
laatste mijn werk. Is goed dat u meewerkt,
And you
joh.
put
Dat
in
je erbij was.
just a happy
Gezellig.
little what? All we need bushes. Cut across.
Wat gaat
Nice
hij denken?
individual bush lives right there. Okay. Now then, let's make a few tree trunks here and there. And to do that, we'll take a little of the dark sienna, a little Van Dyke brown, and some white. Just
White.
pull it out very flat.
Van Dyke
Don't
Brown.
overmix. Leave it marble like that.
Okay.
Cut across. Get that little roll of paint. All those various colors will be in that little roll out here. It's all there. See there? Okay. Now then, we'll go right up in here. Just touch. Allow the canvas to pull off what it wants. Give it just a least little pull to the side. And you can put in just a happy little tree trunk wherever you want them. That easy. Maybe in this big tree over here. Here's a little trunk. And you don't have to show the entire trunk because the leaves are going to cover up places. You won't see all of it. Okay, maybe in this old tree here, there's a trunk lives. Wherever you want them. Wherever you want them. Another thing, just take a clean knife and scratch through the paint. See, it makes it look like all kinds of little delicate sticks and twigs, and people will think you work for weeks doing this with a little one-haired brush. See, if you want them to be wider, stronger, turn the knife, and they'll get thicker. And you can put limbs on trees or whatever you want, just doing this. Most of these will be covered up, as I say. Put a few on the other side over here. Just here and there. Okay. Now then, over here let's have some reflections. So take the big brush, decide where you want reflections and land to meet. Grab and just pull it straight down. Straight down. The liquid white is still wet. It stays wet for several days on a good canvas. And the paint will move. And you can turn what was land right into reflections. That easy. Then go lightly across. Okay. Let me grab an old 1-inch brush here. Now then, let's begin putting some highlights on all these things. I'm going to go right into a touch of the liquid white into yellow. Okay, add yellow. I'm going to reach up here, be right back, get a little sap green. Maybe add a little black, dull it down some. There. You could just use black and yellow. Makes a beautiful green. I'm looking for a dark green color here. Dark green color. Bring it brush back to a nice sharp edge. See there? Very sharp. Okay. Now then, I want to highlight these big evergreens using just the corner of the brush. Just sneak in here en put all kinds of little highlights. Don't kill all your dark areas though.
Er zijn best mensen aan het dansen, joh. Even kijken, ik ga een stukje terug en ik loop zo ver achter.
Try not to kill all those dark areas.
Dan trunk, maar we moeten gaan trekken. Als in reflecties.
Okay, a little bit out here on this one. Don't want him left out. That easy. That easy. Okay, let's go over here to this other evergreen. While we're in the evergreen business, shoot, might as well get them all. See there? Just basically using just the corner of the brush though, and not a great deal of pressure. If your paint won't come off your brush, add the least little touch. Sharp edge.
Geel.
See that? Usually quite dark, so try not to kill them.
Oké, gaan we even mengen. Die hebben we nog niet eens opengemaakt. Dus is het, welke kleur groen is het? En
black and yellow makes a beautiful green. I'm looking for here. Now then, let's begin putting some highlights on all these things. I'm going to go right into a touch of the liquid white into yellow.
Liquid stressbom, moet ik zeggen.
Okay, yellow. I'm going to reach up here, be right back, get a little
waar zijn een alerts?
sap green.
Oh, die heb ik er niet ingeslijpt.
Maybe add a little black, dull it down some. There. You could just use black and yellow. Makes a beautiful green. I'm looking for a dark green color here. Dark green color. Bring it brush back to a nice sharp edge. See there? Very sharp. Okay. Now then, I want to highlight these big evergreens using just the corner.
Welke alerts bedoel je? Wacht even, Wieg. Ik kan het er wel inzetten hoor. Wacht even, moet ik ergens jatten. Waar heb ik het in staan? Alertbox. Kablamo. En dan gaan we hierin. En dan doen we kabloom. Er is wel een alertbox in. Dashboard. Ja. Stik er maar in. Hoeveel moeite het is. Ik weet niet wat je gestuurd hebt. Maar oké, ik heb toch gratis. Ik kan die beter mooie vrouwen schilderen. Nou. Dit is al moeilijk genoeg voor mij, joh. Zo, dan doen we dit een beetje mengen, de kleuren. Oh, dat is fijne verf. Zo, dan heb ik een beetje zwart nodig. Zwart, daar. Wil jij model liggen, Wieg? Nou, hou je eraan hoor. Geen gamma verf, action verf. Zo'n action first schilder time setje voor €1 of zo. Ja joh, om gelijk te beginnen met dure verf. Het is de eerste keer dat ik ooit iets probeer te schilderen, dus oh, dit is veel te donker. nee, fiasco. Oké, hier heb ik niks meer aan. Witte muren zijn gewoon mooi, joh. Even kijken. Oké, die zwart... Oh, hallo.
Wanneer ga je een 1 euro is gelijk 1 slok stream doen met Dance Revolution en oogkam.
Geen oogcam, Dance Revolution heb ik niet, maar ik kan wel Just Dance doen. En dan moet ik van tevoren weten, want dan kan ik wat vanavond wel voor je doen, schat. Een slokje ver. Nee. Dat dan weer niet, Tali. Een professionele schilderaar. Tikkie zwart. Een heel klein tikkie. Ja, kijk. Zo. Oh, mijn terpentine begint op te ruiken. Ik vind het knap. Even kijken hoor, jongens. 1 seconde. Waar heb ik dan neergezet? Geen lijnolie buiten de deur meer. Oh, nou. Dit is wel gewoon mooi van die gamma. Van de gamma. Hoe duur een liter verf is, Wieg?
What are you doing in my swamp?
Wow, Tali. Dank voor de sub, joh. Waarom er nog een Shrek-geluidje op staat, dat weet niemand. Maar hartstikke bedankt, welkom. Welkom bij de subclub. Oh, en is het Els speelt? Of is het Els speelt? Ik weet het niet. Of zei ik twee achter elkaar hetzelfde? Zo, lekker 2. L speelt, oké. Oké, dan laden we deze kwast weer vol. Kijk hier, wow. Eindelijk volgeladen met groen.
Evergreens. Using just the corner of the brush. Just sneak in here and put all kinds of little highlights. Don't kill all your dark areas though. Evergreens are usually quite dark. So try not to kill all those dark areas. They're important, especially in evergreens.
Okay, a
little bit out here on this one. Don't want him left out. That easy. That easy. Okay, let's go over here to this other evergreen. While we're in the evergreen business, shoot, might as well get them all. See there? Just basically using just the corner of the brush though, and not a great deal of pressure. If your paint won't come off your brush, add the least little touch of paint thinner. That'll loosen the paint up and allow it to come off easier. Thin paint will stick to a thick paint. Okay? Now then, we'll wash that brush off real quick. Give them a good shake, and off we go. Now we can begin working on these leaf trees. Back into the liquid white. And let's go right through some yellow and just a touch of green. I want this to be a nice shiny green. Now in your world, you make it whatever color you want, okay? Just want to show you how to create the effects. Pull that brush in one direction and get it full of paint. There's a lot of paint in there. The secret to this is to have a lot of paint so you just have to barely touch the canvas. If you have to hit the canvas firmly or hard,
Kom maar een popperstuk
then it's going to
naar.
smudge.
Maar
You
denkt
pull
echt
it in
een
one
popperstuk.
direction, it rounds one corner. Look right up here. You can see how it's round on that
Ga
corner.
je een leuk stuk hebben, joh.
With that rounded corner to the
Gezellig.
top, go slightly above the dark, give it the least little touch, and just push slightly upward. You're just barely bending the bristles. It's a delicate little touch, no pressure. And then work in layers, working downward. See there? There we go. Down, down. Just decide where your tree lives and paint him in. That's all you have to do. But think about limbs that are projecting towards you. They're not just all going out the sides. And don't just hit it random. Look at it. Get a feel for it. One of the best things you can do is take some time and go out in your yard or go out in the woods and study trees. Make friends with a tree. Talk to him. Then you'll get to understand him. Look at what makes a tree look round. What gives it personality. I'm going to get a touch of paint thinner on my brush just to thin the paint a little bit. Okay, maybe right in here now. It's a happy little bush it lives. Right there. Very
Even
little
wachten, Bob.
pressure.
Ik moet even een kwastje schoonmaken. Hoor.
Very, very little pressure. Then a pretty little sun we got.
Wieger, verliefd
Add a little
doen.
yellow ochre, a little Indian yellow, here and there, a little touch of bright red.
Bob,
Just sort of
Bob,
mix color on the brush.
Bob, rustig joh. Bobby. Oh, daar heb ik helemaal geen bosjes gemaakt. Nee. Oh, Bobby.
Right through some meat. It's a lot of paint in there. The secret to this is to have a lot of paint, so you just have to barely touch the canvas. If you have to hit the canvas firmly or hard, then it's going to smudge. We pull it in one direction, it rounds one corner. Look right up here. You can see how it's round on that corner. With that rounded corner to the top, go slightly above the dark, give it the least little touch, and just push slightly upward. You're just barely bending the bristle. Very, very little pressure.
Even kijken wat hij gaat doen, want als ik daar verder moet, dan moet ik even verder.
Add a little yellow ochre, a little Indian yellow, here and there, a little touch of bright red. Just sort of mix color on the brush. Shoot for maybe back here. Ooh, there's a nice one. There's a nice one. You ought to be able to really see him. Little fireball. Nice little bright one, happy one. Maybe there's one that lives in front of him, pushes him back. Do the bush that in your mind is the farthest away. Do him first. Okay, now you can use the side of the brush and just push upward. See, make all kinds of happy little grassy areas. Look at that. In a super, super way, create all kind of little bushes. Work in layers here though, and notice there's a dark area. See the little dark area between each layer? That's the only thing that separates your bushes. Don't kill that. It's your good friend. Keep the camera right here. Let me show you. You can take the knife and come right back in here, and in these dark areas, scratch in little sticks, just in the dark areas though, and it'll help create depth in your painting. Can you see those? See? And it gives little sticks and twigs. It holds all these little bushes up. Looks like a lot of detail. And you haven't worked very hard. You haven't really worked at all. But don't tell nobody that. That's our secret, okay? See? Painting's fun.
Ja, maar ik moet wel een beetje weten waar
Always
ik
make you happy. A little more color on the brush.
Het is helemaal een fiasco.
And maybe, let's do this one right back here. Here's a happy little bush. He lives right there. Got a little arm, it comes out through there. Make up little stories. Talk to your
Maar heb je
canvas.
je Lil Yellow nodig, geloof ik.
People expect us painters to be half crazy. It's all right. You can get away with it. Okay. Indian yellow, yellow ochre, let's put some bright red in there too. What the heck? Now, as I mentioned earlier, when you're doing this at home, you use the colors that make you happy. I want to use colors here that are bright enough that you can see them and you can distinguish how they're made. There we go. Because very soon, how to paint will become easy. What's going to be hard is what to paint. That becomes the challenge. One thing that'll help you there, we have all kinds of instructional books. And there's a book for each television series, and each book contains 13 paintings with detailed instructions and just hundreds and hundreds of how-to pictures. It'll give you a lot of ideas of things to paint. And with what you've learned here, you shouldn't have any trouble at all. Any trouble at all. Or if you'd like, we have instructors that travel all over the country. We have certified instructors that I personally have taught and trained and that we guarantee. And these instructors travel all over the country, teaching hundreds and hundreds of people the joy of painting. If you'd like to have an instructor in your area, let us know.
Ik begin wel te voelen hoor.
Or let your local art shop
Maar
know.
het is wel mijn schilderij, zeg maar.
Okay. There. Maybe. Yep, there's one. But do one bush at a time. One bush at a time. Just one at a time. Here's one. See that little rascal? You're looking for that little lacy effect. Should you get a bush that you don't like, just take your knife, scrape it right off. Just to a bushectomy. Scrape that little rascal off, put your dark color back
Ja,
in,
zo meteen.
and you can do it right over the top.
Ik weet nu voorbij te houden, maar zo meteen kan ik weer inderdaad even tussendoor een close-up geven.
Because if you're not happy with something, then
Of
you
dan
want
ziet
to
het er
change
wel
it.
iets beter uit. Dan dat echt
There
is.
we go.
Maar niet uit.
Another little bush lives right there.
Die bos is moeilijk, gewoon.
And
Nou,
maybe. Ooh, there's a bright little rascal. Isn't it pretty? That really stands up nice. Tell you what, before we get too far along, let me see. We'll use a little small knife. It's fun for getting in here. Maybe you want to have, maybe back in here it lives, maybe there's a big rock, big stone. Ah, there he is. Just use some Van Dyke brown, little dark sienna on it. See, paint a big old happy rock, and then we can take some, we can take some brown and some white, whatever color rock you want. Okay, still using the small knife, and just reach up in here, just like you were doing a little mountain. Just let this bounce along.
Zo'n mesding nog
Put some
doen.
highlight on that rock. Isn't that a pretty little rock?
Is wel een mooie rots.
And he lives out here amongst all these bushes and trees.
Waar is mijn mes? Daar.
And rocks are just baby mountains with proper care and nutrition. Shoot, he'll grow up and be a big mountain too. Shoot. Tell you what, we got brown going here. Maybe over on this side, let's put in a little bit of land. We don't want all these bushes to fall off in the water. We'll give them some.
Okay. We gaan weer op de pizzadoos mengen.
Flits to stand on here. Van Dyke brown.
Van Dyke brown, ja.
Just like so. And we can use some brown. Shoot, a little touch of blue even in there. Graze it. Okay. Brown, white, touch of blue. Just let that sort of bounce along. Make some nice high, look like dirts and rock, stones.
Werk zou ik het noemen.
Okay, if you want to make it shine a
Dat
little
klinkt
more, you
serieus,
can
joh.
take a little lighter color and just barely graze here and there. Just barely. That'll make it jump right out at you. And then with the 1-inch brush, see, this is a very straight edge here. You can take and just pop in a little bush. Look at there. See? And that sort of pushes that back. Just here and there. Just a happy little bush wherever you think they should. And here it lives. Maybe there's a... And he lives out here amongst all these bushes and trees. And rocks are just baby mountains with proper care and nutrition. Shoot, he'll grow up and be a big mountain too. Shoot. Tell you what, we got brown going here. Maybe over on this side, let's put in a little bit of land. We don't want all these bushes to fall off in the water. We'll give him something for his little flits to stand on here. Van Dyke brown. Just like so. And we can use some brown. Shoot, a little touch of blue even in there. Graze it. Okay. Brown, white, touch of blue. Just let that sort of bounce along. Make some nice high. Look like dirts and rock, stones. Okay. If you want to make it shine a little more, you can take a little lighter color and just barely graze here and there. Just barely. That'll make it jump right out at you. Now then, with the 1-inch brush, see, this is a very straight edge here. You can take and just pop in a little bush. Look at there. See? And that sort of pushes that back. Just here and there. Just a happy little bush wherever you think they should live. Okay. Back into our color. And let's put in a little bush or two right around here. Right around. See? Right around the rock. One thing I'd like to mention, if you've enjoyed painting along with me on this instructional videotape, we have numerous other tapes by myself and a lot of other fantastic painters in just about every medium you can think of. If you'd like a free color brochure showing a lot of the tapes that we have, drop me a line. We'll be glad to send you one.
Oh ja, vroeger kon je Bob ook
Give you
gewoon
an idea of
bellen, jongen.
some of
Dat
the
is mooi.
beautiful, beautiful projects you can do in the comfort of your home with videotape. Okay, now I'm going to take just a clean knife and I'm going to go up in here and there I'm going to just scratch in just some sticks and some twigs wherever you think they should live, wherever you want them. Okay, a little bit of liquid white, and we can go under this area here of dirt and land and just cut in a water line, same way as we did in the back, keeping it basically straight.
Kut, ik heb geen liquid
Basically
white.
straight. Like
No.
so. Like so.
Mijn wit is op.
So you can go anywhere you want to go here, but you
Meer
want to
verf
keep
moet ik
these
kopen. Waar is
lines
mijn wit? Ik heb nog een beetje wit.
as straight as you can. There.
We gaan even een nieuwe liquid maken ondertussen. Ik zit echt onder ook. Het is niet oké. Nou, hey keer, leuk dat je erbij bent, joh. Klein beetje olie. Oeh, dat ruikt lekker, die olie. Lijnolie. Ja, ik had zoiets al, dacht ik aan inderdaad. Nou, leuk dat je erbij bent, joh. Gezellig even gluren. Ik heb wel achterkomen wat meer verf nodig hebben en een grote palet. Maar dat is voor de volgende keer. Dit is het eerste schilderijtje. Die kort even nieuwe dingen halen. Zo. Zo. Gaan we een waterlijn maken zo. Even kijken hoor. Wat hij hierna nog allemaal doen.
Okay, maybe there's a happy little ripple lives out here. This too should be straight.
Dun, iets meer verf.
Okay, tell you what, let me get the liner brush. I'm going to put paint thinner on it.
Oh, ik ga zijn handtekening al doen.
Paint thinner. Let's go right up here in the brown.
Oh, nee.
You want this to be as thin as ink. This is paint thinner, little Van Dyke brown. Turn that brush. Turn it. It brings it to a sharp, nice sharp point. See? Okay, let's go up here. Now, this is a thin, thin paint. Maybe in here it lives a little stick or twig. Right there. Right here. And this paint is thin. It will flow. It will literally flow right off your brush. If your paint won't flow, then it's probably not thin enough. Add a little more paint thinner to it. Sometimes I use a thin oil. That'll work quite nicely too. See, you got an old stick that lives there, and he's got a friend that lives over here. It's always old sticks in the woods. And it adds little details to your painting.
Oké, terug naar een andere techniek. Dat laat het weer helemaal...
When I have the liner brush, I'm going to go right into paint thinner and right into the bright red. And that will do the most important part of the painting. Then the paint, once again, to its consistency of ink. Load the brush full.
Heerlijk.
And let's go right down in here and sign our painting, just like so. And this thin paint will flow. See? There we go. And I hope you've enjoyed this painting. It's a lot of fun. It'll teach you how to use the equipment.
Oeh, jongens.
And it's very, very rewarding. And I look forward to painting with you again on other instructional videos. And until then, from all of us here, happy painting and God bless.
Heerlijk muziekie, maar ik kan nog wat dingetjes moeten doen.
Okay, a little bit shiny.
Hoe deed hij dat met het mes?
Down, down.
Nou, wat hij een mes noemt.
Just decide where your tree lives and paint him in. That's all you have to do. But think about limbs that are projecting towards you. They're not just all going out. Make all those, see? And it gives little sticks and twigs. It holds all these little bushes up. Looks like a lot of detail. And you haven't worked very hard. You hadn't hardly worked at all. But don't tell nobody that. That's our secret, okay? See? Painting's fun. It should always make you happy. Put a little more color on the brush. And maybe, let's do this one right back here. Here's a happy little bush. He lives right there.
Dat ziet er geinig
Got a
uit.
little arm, it comes out through there. Make up little stories. Talk to your canvas. Shoot, people expect us painters to be half crazy. It's all right. You can get away with it. Okay. Indian yellow, yellow ochre. Let's put some bright red in there too. What the heck? Now, as I mentioned earlier, when you're doing this at home, you use the colors that make you happy. That you don't like. Small knife. Just
Meteen met de bruin.
the same way as we did in the back. Keeping it basically straight. Basically straight. Nice sharp point. See? Okay, let's go up here. Now, this is a thin paint. Maybe in here it lives a little stick or twig. Right there.
Cabin chance 0%.
Right, and this paint is thin. It will flow. It will literally flow right off your brush. If your paint won't flow, then it's probably not thin enough. Add a little more paint thinner to it. Sometimes I use a thin oil. That'll work quite nicely too. See, you got an old stick that lives there, and he's got a friend that lives over here.
Oh yeah,
it's always old sticks in the woods. And it adds little details to your painting. Okay, while I have the liner brush, I'm going to go right into paint thinner and right into the bright red. And that will do the most important part of the painting. Then the paint, once again, to its consistency of ink. Load the brush full. And let's go right down in here and sign our painting, just like so. And this thin paint will flow. See? There we go. And I hope you've enjoyed this painting. It's a lot of fun. It'll teach you how to use the equipment. And it's very, very rewarding. And I look forward to painting with you again on other instructional videos. And until then, from all of us here, happy painting and God bless.
Happy little uren. Oei. Ik moet er nog tekenen, jongens. Paint thinner, ja. Zo, dan hebben we rood. Oh, dat muziekie. iets dunner. Ja, die close-up komt zo een keer. Ik moet nog even tekenen, dat is belangrijk. Eerst de echte prioriteit, dus dat is een handtekening. Oké, dat werkt geen meter. Laat maar. Ik blend het gewoon uit. Ik heb niet genoeg ruimte om het meer te mengen, dus. Dus we pakken nog even deze en dan blenden we dat nog even goed uit. Zo. Het hebben voor mij zo'n schilderij te pakken in die knuisies. Een hoop dingen die ik beter wil doen volgende keer. Er zijn een aantal dingen die even lekker gegaan zijn. Niet heel veel. Maar dan doen we nu even zo'n review. Zo, oh. Daar is mijn frame te klein. Oh, zo zit die rechter. Voor zo'n eerste pogingkie ben ik er best wel tevreden mee eigenlijk. Eerste Bob Rops. Helemaal niet slecht, maar ook niet goed. Nee, inderdaad, het is gewoon een eerste poging. Daar doen we het gewoon voor, geloof ik. Dus nog even zo'n